So now the plasma science workshop number 4, talking about health. It's interesting, all the topics we're gonna call now. We're gonna talk about interaction of body fields. Understand a little bit, trying to understand how the body interacts with all the energy fields and how the body creates diseases. So that's the main point. But we have to understand step by step of what happened around us. So in order to understand a little bit more, is see this image on the right side. Is like how represent the plasma. Every single element in the world of this body, or the body has, let's see it represented on this image like a strong field. Every plasma, including the body, has a strong primal field in the center. In these cases, we'll call it soul, and that we'll going to explain a little bit more, so you will start understanding how the soul controls the whole body. The outer edges of the field, as unwind, shows itself as a physical entity. This is the body. So if everything, as we've been saying before, everything in the world has to be a balance. The plasma has to find the balance. When we lost that balance, either if it's a lot in every cell, if it's a lot of energy, it causes division. But it's a different energy affecting the energy, it causes diseases. So in the body, all these fields are connected to the emotions through the brain. And this is interesting to understand this. Remember the last time Lisa showed you this photo. Mr. Kesh he grown in the medical field, a family in the medical field. He understood a lot of things about the body and the soul, and trying to find out where the soul is located. And he found this spot that is very constant on those studies that he was seeing on an MRI. You see little black spot in the center. So as we said, the center is the control of energy. So the brain, in the center of the brain, which is located the soul. And I know it's hard to for a lot of people to understand that, but it is the way it is. The soul is located in the center. This is the control center of this machine. We are not the machine. We are that soul that is located inside that little spot. That's where we are. That's where we control the whole body. And we change the body depending on the fields of energy. And those fields of energy can change around us. So not sustaining life through interaction of fields, we divide it in three aspects. Physicality, all the amino acids which are made up for interaction of fields between the earth and sun. That comes, remember, the carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and hydrogen, and the minerals for the planet. So those interactions of those elements brings up the physicality. We form that physicality. The emotions are fed to us through our senses directed to our brain, through our sight, hearing, smell, touch, taste, as well as the breath. And to give an example, so you start understanding, because here now there's a new thing for you, because you are starting to join us, to join this new technology. To give an example, sight. How can the sight affect my emotions? And then give an example, as I said, let's see the disease like the Alzheimer. Yeah, as we have heard from many times from the medical field that Alzheimer is what's happening is damage in the brain. So lost interaction the brain with the body. So what happened? Most of those people, they're living in one place. Old people, and you change those people from one place to another, one country to another, if they don't like that. Inside of them, inside of the brain, it says, I don't like this place that I'm being. Probably, as we have seen, families who have, or parents who have a new, the children who have a new job, and they change the whole family, bring the family to a better house. But those old people, they used to live in the old house. They bring they remember everything what life is. So, and when they change it, they don't like. They always keep the mind is in the past, and that place, and they like to live in that, and they wanted to live in that place, not in the new place. So they blocking themselves, and that is saying that I don't like this place that I'm living now. It might be beautiful, it is, but I miss my old place. I miss my friends. I miss my family and the other place. And they start blocking themselves inside the brain. And that's what happened. The brain, the subconsciousness says, okay, well, my soul says, I don't like this place. I don't like to live here. So it started to shut down part of the brain. That's what happened. And we have seen, if we treat those patients emotionally, they're coming back to life. So, and given another example, touch, what can touch be affected emotionally can be affected on the body? You see, a lot of people, like for example, people that are being abused, and they don't want to be touched again. So they started creating diseases on the skin in order to keep the people away from them. So little by little, we start to understanding how the sense of organs of sense affects or interacts with the emotions of the body and affects the structure and change it. Now, a lot of people now, we call them alternative medicine, and doctors are starting to work on the emotions. They see better results, bringing people to normal, bringing people to work normally, treating the diseases to get rid of them is better than the traditional medicine as we've seen with medicines, with pharmaceuticals, all that we haven't seen complete resolve of any diseases. So with a lot of people now, a lot of doctors are starting to work in this field of emotions. They see they changing. They can get rid of any disease, cancers, you name it, whatever disease. We have heard for many years that from the medical field that 98% of the diseases are psychosomatic. We have, and sometimes we ask people, this is, what does it mean? They have no idea. That means that some kind of emotions are involved in every disease. So that's the origin or the seed of any disease are some kind of emotion. So those doctors now, they understand this field and work a lot on the emotions. They see that how certain emotions are related to certain diseases or certain part of the body related to that. So that's important to understand the organs of sense. And at the end, I put breast. For somebody might be a surprise to put that, but those emotions, we have like radars on the body to attract the emotions, to feel the emotion. And the breast. When you give an example, when you watch a movie, when there's some kind of emotions involved, and you are facing that TV or movie or theater, and you see how the emotions of that movie starting to affect you because it comes through the breast. If you block your breast, you see that movie on your side way, not facing forward. That movie, you see the effect is totally different. So you will get familiar with this in the future, how the breast affects that kind of or it's a radar of emotions, attracts of emotions. So we're going to be, as I said, more familiar with all these organs. And the soul is a control center of the body, fed by the fields of everything around us, including our emotions. How we process the information around us determines whether we expand the soul or not. So as I said, in the environment, remember one thing, how the body's made is being formed through this interaction of fields. Bring those elements plus um, the elements of the earth. And it's important to understand this because as I explained before, those elements that we see on the left side, and those elements exist in the whole universe. But every planet goes around the sun, so this elements varies around this in the universe. In order to keep that balance on Earth, we have plants. Yes, it looks beautiful to have a different kinds of plants, but there's a reason why we have a lot of plants, different plants, because every single plant brings in the environment different kinds of elements like oxygen, like nitrogen, hydrogen, etc. Everything around the world that's different plants because it keeps the balance. If we lost this balance for different conditions we explain in the future, we create imbalance in the body as well. So there's two ways of create diseases in the body, physicality or emotionally. So if we have an imbalance in the body because we have seen now there's a lot of pollution in the environment, a lot of destructions of the plants. So creates imbalance in the environment affects the body, but also the emotions. So there's two ways that we have to deal with the body, understand what the diseases are, if it's affected by the conditions of the environment or it's affected by conditions of the emotions. And also we are seeing in the body that everything in the body, there's layers. When we start talking about how we create energy, nanocoating plate, etc., we create layers because it creates a different fields. But we'll call it when we do this in the metals, the nanocoating, we call it nano layers. That means small one. But in the body, we have different layers. We're not calling nano. It's a different layers because it creates a different kinds of fields. In every part of the body, every single part of the body has layers. We never understood, I as a doctor, we never understood why we have a lot of layers in every single organ. And the reason is because every single organ creates a different condition, a different fields. So it does different fields attracts different elements. So the skin has layers. So it's not that we had a lot of layers to protect ourselves against the environment. In a way it is, but not necessarily. What really happened is we have different layers in the skin to attract different elements. That is the way. And I put this one that's what we call nanocoating. You will be familiar in the future what nanocoating is when we put on caustic. And I put this one because we have to understand as well what happened with the food. So this one is when we put any plates like copper, for giving an example, on caustic or burning, it expands those molecules and starting to create energy around those elements. So that's what happened. But this is nanocoated, as in the plate is small particles. But this is like this. So once you separated those cells, those molecules, it creates energy. But that energy is happening in the body. Every single cell in the body is connected with fields of energy. Every single one, every single cell. And those fields are different depending on what kind of organ. So that's why we have, how many times we have heard what is inside is outside, what is above is below. So this is what happened in the universe, interactive fields, and creates this energy. This is well inside of us or in the body. That energy, this every single cell interaction between them, and it creates energy to bring balance and to and have different properties. Every single organ. So, and this is, you're going to have example is what is outside is inside. Whatever happened on the in order to create fields, what happened when we used a nanocoated plates, when we that you're going to be familiar later on. But so, as I said, you have to understand when we nanocoder, we put those elements with caustic, it creates, expand those molecules, and we see layers. And that's every single layer interaction between to bring energy, to create energy. And we see different places, different shapes of those molecules and on the plate, and see the same way we see in the organs. We see layers, we see different shapes of the surface when it interacts with field. When something comes inside like this is in the stomach, it creates a different energy and attracts different elements. In the stomach, like this in the body, to understand. When we eat, it comes different kinds of elements, and every part of the digestive system has a different layers, so it will attract different kinds of elements. Not that everything that comes to the stomach, it will be all the kind of energy that the food comes, it will pass through the stomach. It doesn't. So every single element that we ate has a different energy, and that it will be attract for different kind of fields depending what the shape of or the structure is in the organ and the body. And see we see these image on the skin with different layers that we see. In the medical field, we always said, oh, we have different layers in order to protect us. We have a shield. And as I said, in the way it is, but it creates fields of energy. It creates interaction of fields and attracts those elements. And this in the skin attracts the carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and hydrogen constantly. It attracts those elements through the skin. As well in the bones, we have different layers. Because here in the bone, we have what we call the bone marrow. It is where all the cells are made. So it's like the fabric of cells. If the body has some problems and it needs to be repaired, the bone marrow creates those cells, what we call stem cells. So are inside, and that has to be in that area because it has different layers, creates a different energy, so attracts energy, understand what's going on in the body, and they start making all those cells to bring them to the body. So every single part of the body has layers, so because there's interacting of fields. Everything, every part of the body, no matter what part of the body we see, bone, muscles, heart, brain, everything have layers. But not because layers we were in the medical field, we were saying this, it's layers because it's absorbed in different ratios and different speed, but it's not. It's what really happened is fields, different interaction of different fields, so it attracts different elements. So each body organ is surrounded by layers. These layers are allowed to create energy fields or absorption of the fields needed to keep the organ healthy. So every single organ will have different layers that attracts different kinds of elements. And every organ and different part of the body, including our skin, will have different layers. These different layers act as filters, only allowing certain fields to interact with the different parts of the body. And you have to be familiar that every organ is different. Every organ, that's what has the different functions in the body. So what kind of energy? This energy, every organ will attract every single different different energies in every part of the body. So that's what we having a different diseases, different effect on every field affects different organs. And so in the current science, it says that the body the body tells us that we absorb the energy, all the energy that absorb all energy needs through the food that we eat. This is whatever we eat that pass through the stomach, or that's what the energy that we need. In order to survive, we need just the food. And it's wrong. In the body, when we eat something, it comes to the stomach. The acids, the chloric acid that we have in the stomach, it creates an effect like the expanding, like we have that we explained a little bit before about the nanocoating, they expand the molecules. It creates energy as well. When it comes to the food to the stomach, that interaction with those acids expand the cells and start creating energy and being absorbed in the body. Not that the food crosses the barrier of the stomach. It's only the energy. So actually, the energy, 80% of the energy comes through the skin and what we're breathing. All those elements, that's what the functionality of the function of the skin is, to attract those elements in the body that the body needs. We feed ourselves through the skin and what we breathe. And just 20% comes through the food that we eat. So the skin attracts all those elements, what we said, the carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and hydrogen, constantly comes to through the skin. So we feed ourselves through that. And what we breathe, as soon as we breathe, the air passes through the mouth. It affects the body. It's changing. So every single part of the organ attracts different energy. As well as I said, the skin is the one. 80% of the energy that we need in order to survive comes through that, and 20% the food. It's not, as we were saying, as we understood before, that in order to survive we have to eat all the energy through the food, but it's not. It is incorrect. So if that energy comes to the skin, we have to understand how those energy affect the whole body. And if attracts this energy also in the future to understand or to deal with diseases, we can work with this this field of energy. There's a lot of technology that prove that we have a field of energy around our body. If we use this field of energy, knowing that is where we get all the elements in order to survive, so we can use this energy field to give the body what it needs, like medications, like elements, whatever we need to bring balance to the body. So in the future, we won't need to take pills, to take medications, because if we have that field around us, it attracts all the energy in order to keep life in this body. So we can change it. We're going to learn how to create fields through of the medication. Whatever you have as a medication, we can transform it as energy. So we put that field of energy outside of your skin and attracts those elements that your body needs in order to affect the functionality of that part of the body that has a disease and changes to regenerate it. So we don't have to take pills, and we can avoid a lot of the side effects. So in the future, this is what we're working now on, that field, to bring this element that the body needs in order to change, to regenerate the body and get rid of diseases, not through through the way we used to do it, like as I said, to pills, to injections, IV. We can change everything, creating an environment. It's incredible, this field. When the medical field tried to start to addressing this field, the whole scenario is going to change, everything. But they don't address this. First of all, they don't understand what emotions are. They call them everything that by psychosomatic in the medical field, they call them stress. Stress, if you know what the stress is, or you understand that word, is hyperactivity of the body. So if they calm the body, they will be able to deal with the diseases. It's not true. This is not the way it is. Every disease, every emotions, there are different kinds of emotions affect the body. because also much emotions are energy, and thus our energy comes through different sense of organ sense of your body, and it will affect the body. So if we change that, the way of seeing every disease, we that will be easier to understand them and easy to deal with them. Everything in the body is an again state. So as I said, if we have is energized, as well as the food enter the body, is turned to gains. Everything is layers because it's create fields of interaction of fields to attract certain elements. As soon as we said, as soon as the food comes through the stomach, it turns to gains, it turns to energy. So that's what we attract, energy. Whatever we don't need about the food that we eat, that's what we extract through the intestines. That's why you leave it in the toilet. So, but you only attract what you need through the food that you eat. This energy, just the energy, not the elements, not the structure, the physical structure of what you're eating. It's only the energy of those fields. As well, if we attract only the energy, we can, that's what also we're doing, creating energy, plasma energy of food that if you put it on that outside of that field of your, the field of your body, that field of energy that your body has, attracts those elements. So in the future, we will need to eat anything. Just create a field of those energies that the body needs as a food. So the body will attract those. So you can feed yourself through those energies, through the skin, through the skin. So just created that field of those elements that your body needs, create outside the skin, and attracts, it will be attracted. So, as I said, food is gains in the stomach and intestine, and only fields are absorbed through the layers of the intestinal wall, not the physical, not the material, not literally, not the food. It's only the energy of that. So the body is full of energy. It's incredible energy fields in the whole body. And as I said, that's in a lot of the technology. They can prove that we are a field of energy, multiple fields of energy. And that's, if we learn how to interact with those energy, we can change any part of the body instantly. So, and the body has the ability to change everything as an energy to the matter. Like, for example, if it needs calcium for the bones, attracts the energy of the calcium from what we eat, and the body transforms the calcium in the matter state. So it comes like a bricks to put on the bones. And whatever energy, vice versa, if the body has to eliminate something that has energy, it transforms it in matter state, and it eliminates, like the kidneys. The kidneys attracts or extracts something that the body doesn't need, so it turns into matter and is eliminated. So this is a wonderful field. This is a wonderful structure. The body is full of different kinds of energy fields. If we interact those fields, we can change the body in no time.